Hello NCC TV viewers, and welcome to Newcastle County's Fix Up of the Week. We're back here at the Route 9 corridor at a house that had absolutely nothing going on in it. We showed you the bare bones, no siding, no roof, but we're back. A lot of work has been done, and we're going to show you what's been done and what's going to be done. I'm here again with John Prokopchik and Phil Raffin of Elevations Construction. And John, I'm going to turn it over to you to show exactly what's going on here.
All right, well thanks Norm. Well that's right, we were here several weeks ago and none of the exterior finishes were done, the concrete wasn't done, and what we'd like to do is walk you through a little bit. If you'll remember, this was the house that was covered with a brick veneer that actually looked pretty good when we first looked at it, and turns out it wasn't attached well enough, so we ended up having to remove the whole brick veneer around the whole side, and what we had is stucco, original stucco finish that was in bad shape, and so what we decided to do was fur it, plywood it, put some siding on it, and right now we've got siding on. Phil, you want to tell us a little bit about how this thing progressed after we put the siding up there, and windows, soffit, everything?
Yeah, kind of you said it all. We put the sheeting up first. Obviously, got a sheeting inspection with Newcastle County. Put our tie-back up, which then that gets another inspection to make sure that the weather barrier is taped all right and everything's done. Windows go in next. It's just easier that way, and then the siding butts into the J channels on all these low E windows.
Yeah, this is an interesting feature that on these windows that we put, of course they're Energy Star, but you can see here that the J channel to receive the siding is built right into the window, so you don't have to trim it out. So it's a much more weather tight, it's a much cleaner look.
Yeah, it does. Yeah, cost-wise it's the same price as a regular window, but it's just a nice look with that siding really buttoned in tight.
Exactly. And one of the things we did, I'm sure you won't remember, is these soffits, and the fascia board was at an angle here. And one of the things we did is we squared it up so that it would receive the gutter and the soffit and be a much cleaner look. Let's walk around the front. Take a look at some of what's going on out here. Phil? You have anything you want to add to here?
Yeah, there's not too much going on. We obviously redid the porch, new concrete on and everything like that. We filled in some low spots in the grading where the old, it used to be an old walkway, an old sidewalk to the front. That's been filled in and taken care of now. So really it's just when this weather gets a little better like today, we can start looking at doing some landscaping around the front, putting a little garden bed, and that's really all we got going on at the front.
Right, landscaping, but the front facade, the windows, the roof, the gutters, the fascia, soffits, they're all done, they look good. And of course, the concrete's done. We got an entire huge driveway, front sidewalk, patio, and it'd be really nice if we could walk around, and so we have a nice patio in the back. Yeah. So, and if you'll remember, and this whole backyard was all grown in.
Covered in trees, covered in really weeds, long-growing weeds that were, you know, just bad for the house. We wouldn't allow sunlight. We had a lot of mosquitoes back there. We had a lot of moss and damp mildew. Yeah. So just getting rid of them and not allowing that sun to come in has really made a big difference to the backyard.
It makes a big difference. It's going to be a real nice backyard. And of course the fence is going to start and come all around the perimeter.
Right.
And Jimmy's over here filming the backyard. And here's the fence right now. Yep, it's
we're getting ready.
Pretty
like
soon.
I said,
yeah, you got a nice.
We had all the material here, and then Mother Nature, of course, decided to snow.
Yeah, we had a couple of weeks of cold snow.
Couple of weeks of cold snow, frozen dirt. So now that we're hopefully getting some sun, we might be able to start digging and putting this fence in this week.
Yeah, this came out real nice. Here we got a patio. How big is this? 12?
12 foot wide by 20 foot long.
Okay, and of course when we go inside you'll see this slider is right in the kitchen, and so you come on out, you got a nice patio here, nice closed in backyard. It's going to look real nice. Yeah. And new service. Yeah. Right from the power head in, new meter box. This runs right into the breaker box inside, and you got some motion sensor lights.
Yep.
It's looking real good. Right here we got the set for the line set for the air conditioning unit. I guess we'll put a pad in right here, Phil. Right. Tie it in right there. Yeah. Beautiful. Well, it's looking real good. It's looking real good. What do you say we go inside?
Well, we're now inside, A lot of work has been done since we were here last time. This is a 3-bedroom, 1.5 bath house. Bathrooms are going in. We got some cabinets going in. One thing that caught my eye real quick was the windowsills. Nice inlaid, well, what would you call it? A bench? It wouldn't be a bench. It would just be a large sill.
Yeah, a wooden sill.
Okay, large wooden sill. Okay, John, going to leave it up to you and Phil. Describe what's going on here.
Well, here's you're talking about these window sills here. The reason they're so big, and Phil's going to tell us why.
Yeah, well, what we talked about in the last show, when you actually saw, we were putting 2x4s on their side to allow for thicker insulation.
So we start out with an 8-inch block.
Correct.
Then we got 2x4 wall,
Right.
and then of course the drywall. So that's really the reason
That's why it was so deep on these windows.
So deep. But we studded this wall out, and we actually added our 15 insulation.
Yeah.
So we lost a little, internal square footage, but we insulated, and it's really buttoned up nicely.
Yeah, for the energy efficiency of the house, to lose that little bit of square foot or a couple of inches here and there, but to get that insulation in the whole building, it was really worth it.
What it is. And you can see here, this is, we mentioned in the last show about how we had to take a couple walls out to open this place up, make it much more open and inviting. We got a couple of ceiling fans here, beautiful fans, and I see 4 ducts outlets along the ceiling.
Right.
That's, what is that, the HVAC?
That's the HVAC. Those are our supplies.
Supplies.
Sorry. Those are our returns.
The returns.
Supplies are low and returns are high. That way it gets with where it's concrete slab on the ground.
Yeah.
They want to get the heat down as low as they can because obviously hot air is going to rise.
Right.
So they run the supplies down low. It's going to pull up towards the returns, and it's going to make the house a lot more comfortable at the lower level.
So what you've been doing in most of the houses now, instead of having a lot of small little rooms, you've been making one great room where you can turn it into anything you want.
Right.
Rather than having to make this a living room or this a kitchen or that. It looks really, really well.
So we walk into the kitchen here, and we can see where the new panel box, the new breaker box came in. Tell us a little bit about that, Phil.
Yeah, obviously this house had to get all new electric when we did the demo. We upgraded the service to a 200 amp service because it's going to have electric tankless hot water heater. So the electric tankless hot water heater takes up so much power that we really had to update.
Just curious, what is it, 240s?
It takes up 340s.
340 amp.
340 amp circuits. So basically these boxes, this is a regular one is a 15, and then you get the double 30s. So we're talking about 4 double 40. Three single 40s. So it's quite a bit of room. Yeah.
A lot of panel space.
Even though it has a lot of electric going into it when it first starts up, you're still going to save energy because it's not heating that water that's been in that tank, correct?
Exactly. The purpose of the tank is that during when no one's home, it's not heating, it's not working. So it's only calling for power when the person's home. So your regular tank at home, when you're home all day, when you're not home all day, your kids are at school, you're out at work, everything like that, the tank is still heating, it's still being run. So it's not as efficient as these tankless units.
I just want to scare everybody when you said it takes 340s. It's like, whoa, that's a lot of energy. So, but it's still going to.
It's a lot of energy, but it's only because we have no gas in this house, so we have to use an electric tankless. Obviously, when you have gas tankless, much better, much more efficient. But the electric tankless is still probably a more efficient option than going with a regular tank unit.
Okay, just making sure we're going to be energy efficient. That's all.
Oh yeah. All right, back here in the kitchen, we got a beautiful 6-foot sliding door onto the patio. We were just out there before, and we are setting the cabinets.
Starting to set the cabinets, yeah.
And we're going to go with the laminate countertop? Or
no, actually, the designer on this project designed it with a granite countertop. And we just missed them. We're probably 5 minutes away. They were out here scribing. They had all their electronic points on it's all done by computers now.
That is something to see.
Yeah, it was
see how they scribe. The word scribe refers to how they measure out the squareness actually of the walls and the flushness. And they custom that countertop, whether it's a laminate or in this particular case we had a granite upgrade in this one.
Right.
Okay, so we're going to put some granite here.
Yeah, obviously with it being an addition and being built, it's not always built square, it's not always built straight. Some walls have bows in it, so they come out and they put magnetic points on every corner. And their machine actually read each point, so it now can go back to the factory and it machine cuts it to the exact drawing,
so that
the exact
when
layout.
you slide it in there, it fits flush against the wall, that countertop will. All right, it's looking real good. We got some nice cans too, all throughout, recessed cans.
Yeah.
The tiles in the kitchen.
Tiles in
So
the kitchen.
out here in this living area, we're going to put some hardwood down. We're going to put a floating locking system.
Yeah. Actually, we're probably got the option of either doing a floating floor or a carpet. So either one, we'll just have to talk to, whoever gets that final say. See what they want to do.
Carpet in this. I mean, I thought we had hardwood throughout.
Yeah.
And we do so many.
Yeah, sometimes.
All right, what's this here?
This is the powder room.
Okay, this is going to be a half bath powder room. We're going to have a toilet in there.
Yeah.
A vanity, and that's the powder room.
And then the overhead light. Right.
An overhead light.
Yeah, it's right in off the kitchen, off the living room, so it's accessible.
Right.
Rather than just this is such a small house, but we don't want people to have to, if you're entertained or anything like that, to be using your master bathroom. So here they got the option of just, being able to come wash their hands,
Right.
do whatever they need to do, and not have to interfere with the rest of your house.
Most of these small ranchers that we do and open up, they only have one bathroom,
Right.
the original design. So whenever possible, we try to squeeze in at least a half bath, 1.5. So for that reason, so people
Right.
don't have to go into the family bath to use the bathroom.
Right.
Okay, let's walk on down the hall and take a look at things here. And you do have it all sheetrocked, and you got these nice doors.
Yep.
What's this style called again?
It's called a 2-panel Cremona.
Cremona, yeah. We use the 6-panel very often, but you love those Cremona. And I'll just reach up here and open this door now.
You might know how to read.
All right.
I wasn't sure.
All right, it's going to be hard for Jimmy to show, but this is just a big closet room, and we're going to put the washer dryer in here. And right now, Phil's got it loaded up with all kinds of construction supplies, but we do have the manifold, the water manifold, which is wonderful. And there's the gray box, they call that. That's for the hookup for the washer.
Yeah.
And we got to do an electric dryer. That's your plug going in for there.
Right.
Where's the light?
We're going to actually put this one on a motion.
This one?
This one's going to be on a motion light because the way that it was built with us packing out the wall above it, there's so many studs in this wall to take the load of the roof and everything else that there was nowhere to run our electric light switch. So what we decided was we'll have a motion switch. And so
right?
it'll be hardwired right back to the panel.
So when you open
but there'll be no switch on the wall. So as soon as you open, the motion will hit you, the light will come on. And,
that's nice. That's
just
a
a different
first.
feature.
That's a first, Phil.
I try to give you a lot of firsts.
All right, that's beautiful. All right, let's walk back and look at the full bath here.
Yeah.
Tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, I mean, last time I think you were here, this was a big dirt pile, big hole.
Yes.
We were looking at all the plumbing underneath and how it was run because, having to pour with the concrete, we had to get all that plumbing in first.
Yes, we buried it under the slab. I remember
Right.
that.
So now we're all done. We've got our finishes on. We got our tile done. Tub is set. We've got the drywall on the wall, the mold-resistant drywall on the wall,
Right.
and now we're getting ready to tile that wall.
Okay. What's the big hole in the wall there for?
We actually found some old electric that was buried in there. So we had to cut the hole open,
Patch
get the
that
electric
up.
back. We'll patch it back up, tape it, but by the time we put our finished ceramic tile, we'll go from the tub to the ceiling.
Yes.
In case that whole place,
Right up to the
make it
ceiling.
waterproof, right?
Yeah. Since we're talking about that, what I'd like you to do here, and we haven't talked about this while it's on my mind, I really like when we do the bull noses right down, and we use the bull nose for the base
For a baseboard.
instead of the 5 1/4. I think
Yeah.
it looks cleaner, tying right in there, so that's nice. And you got
Okay.
a double vanity, I presume, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we got a small, it's only a 48-inch space, so you
Yeah.
get a small double-inch vanity on that.
And then, of course, a little laundry closet back here.
Yeah, put
We,
towels and linens and anything
That's
else.
beautiful. Looks good. Looks good. Heat or a vent light up on the ceiling.
Yeah.
And we have 3 bedrooms. 3 bedrooms here. 3 bedrooms here, and we're in one of them, and they all look pretty much the same. You got the closet with the rack.
Water shelving closets in there for the homeowner.
Right. Nice fan. We got, these are the egress windows. We had to increase these, and actually because we had the block wall, you actually had to cut out some block to get the required egress clearance.
Newcastle County requires 2 exits for every bedroom. So one exit is always the door that you just came in.
Right.
And then the other exit has to be a window. For this, the window has to be 30 inches, 30 30 square inches or something, like 300 square inches
5.7 square feet of clearance.
of clearance to be able to get through. And all that means is that a small child has to be able to get through it.
Yeah. Right.
And the other issue is the height that it is off the floor.
Can't be more than 40 inches.
Can't be more than 40 inches.
That,
So
right.
we had to lower it. That way a kid can obviously climb out when they need to. They open the window.
Right.
They just push the screen out and they can escape in the case
Exactly
of a fire.
right. And that's why it's a requirement for safety.
Yeah, so you can see here we have the height of the original window.
This is the original size, right?
Exactly.
We just replaced it.
And if I'm a small child trying to get out, there's a fire, I can't get up on this ledge. So the reason that we drop them is for that reason alone.
Right, it is required. So, and of course, we mentioned you need a fire, a smoke alarm in every bedroom and on every level. So we have one somewhere out in the hall or in the kitchen, right?
Correct.
And then one in every bedroom. That's a code requirement.
Yeah, and because this unit actually has the HVAC upstairs, there's also one up next to the HVAC unit.
Okay.
You know, we keep talking about this being a small house, but for a small house, these are nice-sized bedrooms.
Yeah.
You got that great room. It's not that small. It really is a nice-sized house.
For a starting family through this program to be able to get a house this size, yeah, I mean, where else can you do it? I don't know.
Exactly, and they have my window box seat. That's really nice. In every bedroom. Of course, you had to put it in here for egress. It works really well. Okay, anything else you want to talk about? Did you cover everything in this house? Remember, this is a house that we were at once before. We'll come back when it's finished, let you know what's going on. John, is there anything going on at 321?
All right. Yeah, 321. The last time we were over there, they were gutting 321. You remember the first time we went was before we touched it. The second time they were gutting it and tearing all the walls off. And right now the house is swept clean and completely gutted. We also did have some asbestos on the flooring. If you'll remember, we talked about the asbestos, the tiles. Well, the asbestos remediator had come in. They spent a few days here. They took up all the tiles that were on the floor, and they treated it chemically, and they are now... they have attained clearance. They do an air sampling, and the air clearance has to be below a certain level to be deemed clear. And so we're good there. Interesting things over there is overall the house itself, the studs, joists, everything are very solid. They're in pretty good shape. Very dry, no evidence of any rotting. And one interesting thing that I remember when we were in there and I forgot to show the first time is we actually have a fuse box in that house, and the demo guys left it there. That's what we told them to do, just to terminate all the wiring at the box. And it's for some of us old timers, we remember fuse boxes, but a lot of these young guys don't remember what a fuse box looks like. But we have one here, and of course that will be replaced. One of the other things I remember is we talked about how the house is a block house, and they're basically you have 1x3 furring strips along the interior wall of the block. And as we have done on several homes, we will stud that out with 2x4s, and that'll allow us to do the electrical rough-in and any other rough-in that has to be done. But most importantly, it'll allow us to put the R15 insulation in the walls to totally insulate the house to code. And of course, we'll put the R38 insulation in the ceiling joists as well. So overall, we're looking pretty good. It's nice, dry, good bones, very plumb, and it's going to make for a real beautiful rehab. Where we are now is we are developing the scope of work, the spec, and we are working on a drawings, floor plan, and it's likely that we're going to take out some walls between the living area and the dining area and the kitchen and do what we do very often and, open it up. But 321 is moving along, and we'll keep you up to date on that as we move along.
This is Norm Spector, John Prokopchik, and Phil Raffin for Newcastle County's Fix Up of the Week.